Reproduction. As you know, circulatory system is responsible for the circulation of blood throughout the body. Likewise, we have a reproductive system which carries out one of the important functions in humans, the reproduction. Now, what is reproduction? It is the process in which an organism reproduces its same kind. The offspring produced are similar to the parents. But why is there a need for reproduction? Reproduction is essential for the continuation of a species. Reproduction in animals takes place by two modes: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Now, the question arises that how reproduction does take place, and do the offsprings appear same as the parent when they are born? Let us explore the answers to these questions. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the participation of male and female reproductive system. Like plants, animals also produce male and female gametes which fuse to form a zygote. This zygote then develops into a baby. Let us study in more details about the reproductive system in humans. Male reproductive organs. The male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, ejaculatory duct, seminal vesicle, epididymis, and a penis. The testes produce the male gametes called sperms. These are produced in millions. The sperm is a single cell with all cellular components. A single sperm is divided into the head, middle piece, and the tail. These sperms are motile and require a lot of energy for their passage. They have several mitochondria. These mitochondria are powerhouses which generate energy. Female reproductive organs. The female reproductive organs are very different from the male reproductive organs. It consists of a pair of ovaries, oviducts, also called as the fallopian tubes, and the uterus. Like the testes in males, the ovary produces female gametes called ova or eggs. In human beings, unlike male, the female produces a single matured egg into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. If it fuses with the sperm, it becomes a zygote, and if it doesn't fuse, it dies after 1 day. Fertilization. As we discussed earlier, that the male gamete, that is the sperm, and the female gamete, that is the ovum, fuse to form a zygote. This process is called as fertilization. The zygote is a single cell formed by the fusion of one sperm and ovum. The zygote then divides and develops into an embryo, which later forms the fetus. The fetus has characteristics of both male and female parent. You must have noticed that your appearance is similar to your parents. Likewise, your brother also has certain similarities of your parents. Development of embryo. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote, which begins to develop into an embryo. The zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a ball of cells. The cells then begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This developing structure is termed as embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops the body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Viviparous and oviparous animals. In hens, the fertilization is internal, but there is difference in the development of the embryo. The hen lays eggs unlike humans and cows. The fetus in mammals develops on the uterus wall. The eggs of the hen are shielded with a hard shell that protects it. After providing enough warmth by the hens, the chick grows completely and the egg hatches. Such animals are called as oviparous. while mammals such as cows and humans, which give birth to their young ones, are called viviparous. Let us understand the development in frog or the life cycle of a frog. There are three distinct stages, that is, egg, larva, tadpole, adult. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. In vitro fertilization. Some women are unable to bear babies. There may be many reasons behind this. When the sperm is not able to reach the egg for fertilization, another technique is used where the fertilization is done under experimental conditions. Doctors collect freshly released egg and sperms and keep them together for a few hours for IVF or in vitro fertilization. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed in the mother's uterus. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born through this technique are called test tube babies. Asexual reproduction. Reproduction which involves only a single parent is called asexual reproduction. Some microscopic animals such as Hydra and amoeba reproduce in a very interesting way. Let us find out. Hydra produces small bulges from the sides of its body. These bulges grow as buds and separate from the parent body. Since new individuals develop from the buds in Hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. The amoeba, which is a single-celled organism, divides by another method called binary fission. The nucleus of an amoeba cell divides into two nuclei, after which the body divides into two, each part receiving a nucleus. Finally, two amoebae are produced from one parent amoeba. Types of fertilization. Fertilization may occur inside the body of an organism or outside. In mammals such as cow, dog, and humans, the fertilization is internal. But in frogs, fishes, and starfish, the eggs are released outside the body. The female lays hundreds of eggs. In frogs, these are coated with a layer of jelly which protects it. The sperms are motile, they swim and reach the egg and fertilize it, forming a zygote. This type of fertilization is called as external fertilization.